Welcome to the Pete Cave. Definitely not my mom's attic. So, for the past few months, I've been getting lean on no less than 3,000 calories a day. In fact, these past few weeks, I've even been eating a little more, probably closer to 3,400 calories a day, and I'm still getting leaner. I'm doing the exact opposite of what the industry is telling you. I'm actually upregulating the throughput, upregulating the metabolism, not just the output, doing more, moving more, and decreasing the input, eating less, but actually optimizing the throughput. Now, no one is doing this on video, as far as I'm concerned. I haven't found it yet. Even the ones that say no hacks and blah, 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 they're still doing the same shit. So this is really interesting. Let's just have a look at it first. Let me go into this third screen here, because you need at least 3 screens in 2026 or you're not going to make it. You need one for AI coding, vibe coding. You need one for gooning, and you need one for your content. And then your fourth screen, you just throw that at people if you're angry. Anyway, let's have a look. All right, this is week 0, right? 83 kilograms, 15%-ish body fat. Now we're at week 8. Honestly, it was 2 weeks ago. This is probably closer to week 10, but give me a break. Anyway, 85 kilograms, around 40-ish% body fat. My height is still...
Why did you put your height there? You expect to grow?
Someone commented that on Twitter. That was so funny. No, the height is just there because some people actually want to know how tall you are, right? And some people are new, so they don't know me, so they don't know the height. So anyway, calories were 3,000 consistently. I calculate and measure about once a week on an average day just to see if I'm still eating the right amount or what amount I'm eating. So regardless, let's look at the actual fat percentage here. Now, what I'm seeing, first thing, is a smaller chest. Obviously, I had a better chest pump here. Chest is smaller. I haven't been able to train it due to an injury because I tried to force bench 3 plates. I can't believe I made this same mistake again about pushing myself too hard until I get injury. So I haven't barely been able to train chest. Very light recovery stuff with the ropes. Now let's look at the waist here. Now, this is where I look for fat. And you tell me, okay? Because I'm looking at the love handles here on the before compared to the love handles here on the after on the right. And you could argue that it's these pants. These pants here are tighter. That's why it's pushing the fat on it, above it. But at the very least, I don't think I've gained any fat. Tell me if I'm being delusional, because I have been delusional in the past. I have a good eye, except for when it comes to myself. So I do believe very much that I have not gained fat. If anything, it's the same or even a little less. And this is after I've been bulking up and eating more again, which is just crazy to me. And one person on Twitter, very angry roid guy, I think he was called Roid Doc or something. I don't know what his name was. Oh, my screen froze. Am I still recording? Yeah. Anyway, let's just keep it on this thing then. He said oh, you don't have the lines on your back anymore. I'm like, bro, this lumbar cavity doesn't just disappear. It's different location, different lighting, and it's still there. It's just that it's not as visible with these shadows and this lighting. It's still there. You can even see a little bit. He said, yeah, the line's here. Yeah, that's just the lordosis. When you make a cavity, when you hollow your back, like so, then yeah, that makes sense. So at the very least, I would say I've been getting lean mass and I've been losing fat. Now, how's it possible, right? In such a short amount of time, in a matter of 2 months. Well, let's get into that. So what I've changed this past month since I'm back is 1, thyroid. Thyroid, I've upped it by about 50%. I used to take about a quarter tab of T4 and T3 daily. Now I take about half a tab, so that's 25 micrograms of T4 and about 12.5 micrograms of T3. Guys, don't just copy this. thyroid is one of the most difficult substances to take, most difficult supplements to take. You can't take it on an empty stomach. You can't take it with high adrenaline. You can't take it with low cholesterol, and just a bunch of different things to consider when taking thyroid. I worked up to this very slowly. It took me a long time. There's guys like Danny Roddy that do a really good job at explaining and how to take it. You need a weighing scale, because I weigh my thyroid. And thyroid's right here, by the way. Here are my nootropics, some of them which I'm never going to touch again, because anyway, topic for another day. Let's try to stick on topic. So yeah, thyroid, I've been upping that. More daily nutrients, even more than before. The past few weeks, I've been eating at least a can of oysters a day. Again, oysters are so good. Even more gelatin. The full metabolic stack from the metabolic stack video, but I've added vitamin D and K. I really notice benefit from 5,000 to 8,000 IUs of vitamin D a day in this winter circumstance. I have to say the objective nutrients, thiamine, the Thiamax, and the whole B stack they have, that is just perfect. They come with minerals, and it's been doing really good for me. Number 3, I move significantly less. Now, I'm not saying walking is bad at all. I think it's great. Could be one of the best forms of cardio, but I think I was doing too much together with training and other stressful things. I was doing at least 10K steps a day, going to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. On top of all the other things I was doing, it was too much output. I was like always on. 4, I've been training less past couple of weeks. I've been forced to train less due to shoulder injury, so my workouts are shorter. So I've just been focusing a lot on my arms, which is really nice. Still have the 2 times frequency a week, as we discussed with the intuitive split. Best workout split in the world. Best workout split in the world. Check it out in the last video if you haven't already. Number 5, I eat more, especially fat. I can't help it. There's butter. It's delicious on white bread. Surely that's sourdough bread, right, John? No, it's plain regular white bread. I love it. In Holland, we have pretty decent bread in the supermarket without the sneed oils, and it's tasty. I put butter on it, and then I put some hagelslag, and it's just really nice. I like it a lot. And I'm not like 5 years ago where I couldn't eat grains. I have a robust digestion now, so I can just eat these things and enjoy them. So, but I also don't have access to good fruits here in Holland at this time of year. It's not available, but I will still have an apple or an orange a day. So, but that's it. I've been averaging closer to 3,200 to even 3,500 calories a day, which is, that's a lot, but it's been doing good. I'm going to introduce a little bit of temperance, and I've been going back to 3,000 calories since this week because I feel like I want to push it just a little bit. Not into the stress zone, but just like where I feel like I could eat. It feels good. It makes me feel good. So, number 6 is that my sleep is still pretty darn good, except for last week when I tried one of these nootropics that one of the based biohackers on Twitter talked about, and I couldn't sleep for 2 nights straight, and I started to panic, and I thought I had that disease where I could never sleep again and I would die. That really wrecked me up. I'm never touching that again, and I touched 10% of the average dosage. Can you imagine if I did like 50% or even the full stack? The full amount? Anyway, not touching that again. That just goes to show me I'm super sensitive. I'm hyper responsive to anything. It sucks, but it's also like can be useful. So what is happening? What is happening, guys? Why do I look like this? And why am I getting leaner on this amount of calories? Why am I not getting fat as frick? Well, my body has been responding very well to the increased thyroid support, the winter supplements, and the even further reduced stress. So thyroid function sits at the basis of your hormonal health. So that includes your testosterone, your DHT, your protective hormones, the stuff that keeps you young. It means you have energy not just for daily performance, but for parasympathetic functions like digestion, skin and hair production, gaining muscle, fertility, longevity, losing fat. So if that is at the core of your health, of biological energy, and your metabolism regulates that, and the thyroid is the conductor of your metabolism, why would you not prioritize that as number one? Things like TRT and cognitive enhancers and all that shit just seems like a crude like tool to sort of like cover for something that's just fundamentally broken, which is the foundation and the basis for all these other things. See what I mean? I'm not saying not to use any tools. I'm saying like if you don't prioritize this foundation, none of the other things make sense. That's why TRT guys all sort of like turn into this same physiology, the same phenotype, like this roided out, big, bloated kind of, you know what I mean, that type of roid head. These past 4 or 5 videos have been all about raising the metabolism and getting lean through throughput, increasing throughput. I'm getting lean on no less than 3,000 calories a day because chronic stress makes your body treat a deficit like a threat. So when you drop the threat, the body can let go of the excess fat and not be, it feels safe. It doesn't feel like I'm safe now, I'm letting go. No, I mean objectively the environment tells it that it's okay. You can utilize carbs again. You don't have to store fat. You're in an environment where everything's provided for, so you don't have to hold on to these stress patterns that are no longer needed in today's environment. You have other types of stressors in today's environment. So, and this is the part the fitness industry just doesn't talk about, the goyim factory. It's not easy to sell. If I tell you, hey, you want to join a course where it takes 2 years for you to restore your metabolism, and then you start losing fat, that doesn't work. The industry will tell you to decrease the input, increase output, move more and eat less. And yes, it works for weight loss. The less you eat and the more you move, the more weight you lose and the more you decrease your throughput. And what happens when an engine slows down? Everything becomes harder. That's why entrepreneurs and, business people, they all hop on TRT and a bunch of cognitive enhancers. And those are options, sure, but I want what's best, the most holistic approach. I want the looks and the health and the performance and the longevity, and none may compromise the other. The thing is, you probably don't need even more discipline. You need a higher baseline of energy. And willpower alone just can't outwork a slowed down metabolism. It's the baseline. It's my angle where I'm coming from, the bioenergetic perspective. Get the energy first. And then once you have the energy, what are you going to do with all the energy? That's when you go into performance, you go into identity, and you go into outward looks. What's the word I'm looking for? How you convey to other people, whatever. So thyroid and metabolism is the foundation. And then there's this whole thing about the state of your mind. Because I do approach everything from a energy first principle. However, before that, upstream from that is the willingness and the choice. And that is sometimes made from a very low point. And that comes from grace, which is beauty, which, is beyond good and evil. This is something for a completely different topic. I'll just leave it at that now, because I have a very philosophical approach when it comes to health, because it entails everything to me. It's not just, getting the physique and feeling good. It's part of it. The physique is just one branch. So, but I like to start with that, because you are in this game, whatever this is, you are your body right now. This is literally what you are. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I've been yapping for 30 minutes. I'm just going to post these videos, and whether they're good or not, just gotta post them. I'll try my best to make them good. Thank you for watching. Do like the video if you did like it, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.